Hello everyone. Well, here we are again. Today is September the 10th, Carol and Richie's wedding day, and it's 2:15 here, so that would make it about 5:15 in Wallingford, and I imagine things are just about starting to wind up at the hall. We're looking forward with great anticipation to Richie and Carol's arrival. And of course, by the time you receive this tape, they'll be here with us. And we're certainly looking forward to it. Well, as usual, Betty's at work, and Linda and Andy are at my side. And we decided to make a real short tape, as you can see, to send back to you all and say a few things to you. Vin, I hope that everything went smooth for the wedding. We certainly were disappointed that we couldn't attend, and today has really been a sad and blue day as far as we're concerned. All day long, I know I kept visualizing the things that were happening back home, and I hope that you had a nice day, and I'm sure everything went off smooth. The way you were, Vin, I don't think anything can go wrong the way you plan things. I'll bet you little Johnny D was proud. I could just picture him walking down the aisle with Carol. Did he have his elevator shoes on? And I'm sure that Carol made a beautiful bride. I got a look at the picture that you sent of Carol taking her fitting, and her gown was simply gorgeous. Of course, that's kind of strange coming from me, because I don't realize beauty in clothing as much as a woman does, but it really looked nice, and I'm sure she made a beautiful bride. Now, of course, I imagine Mom and Pop and Sister Lo had a real good time. I could just imagine everyone gathering around Lo, because they haven't seen her in such a long time, and she really deserved this trip. She's been working extra hard for many years, and we're all happy for her that she was able to make it back east and attend the wedding. Speaking of weddings, you know, while we were back home for Butch's and Anna Marie's wedding, Betty promised Marie Ann that she would be back home for Marie's wedding. So if you're listening, Marie, you better start making your plans. I don't want to have to wait 15 years to come back to New Haven. Actually, we're counting on you getting married in the next couple of years. And so far, I've got $8.15 set aside for my trip to New Haven. Listen, Andrew John and Linda want to say a few words, so I'll put Andrew John on first.
Hello.
Say, did you have a nice time at the wedding?
Yeah, I had a nice time to the wedding.
No, say, did you have a nice time at the wedding?
I have a nice time at a wedding.
Say, I didn't go to Carol's wedding.
I don't go to Carol's wedding.
Yeah, I'm going to see her when she comes here tomorrow.
I will see her here when she comes here tomorrow.
Say hi to Grandma and Grandpa.
Hi, I'm Grandpa.
Say, I miss you very much.
I want to tell Grandma. Hi, Grandpa and Grandma.
Say, I miss you very much.
I miss you very much.
Say, Butch is a good boy.
But he's a good boy.
He doesn't make a mess no more.
Don't make a mess no more.
Say hello to Auntie Antoinette.
Hello, Auntie Antoinette.
And Auntie Vinny and Auntie Josie.
Auntie Vinny and Auntie Josie.
Say, I miss you very much.
I miss you very much.
Tell Auntie Josie your beefy bob's good.
My beefy bob's good.
Say, it's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger.
Okay, now say, here's Linda.
From Linda.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
And tell everybody you're going to go to school next week and you got new clothes, man.
I'm going to be going to school next week and I got new clothes.
Well, tell everybody who you are.
Linda.
Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Auntie Antoinette, say their names.
Auntie Antoinette and Auntie Vinny and Auntie Josie.
And Uncle who? Uncle Andy?
Uncle Andy.
And Grandma and Grandpa?
And Grandma and Grandpa. And Auntie Lil and Marie.
Say everybody. Patty and Pete.
Patty and Pete. And Margaret and Peter.
Yeah. Say I miss everybody very much.
I miss everybody very much.
Tell them you're going to go to school Monday. You're going to go to kindergarten.
I'm going to be going to school Monday. I'm going to go to kindergarten.
And tell them that you got all new clothes, new dresses, new shoes.
I got all new clothes, new dresses, and new shoes.
What color is your shoes?
Red.
Red what?
Red Buster Browns.
Red Buster Brown what? You got to say Red Buster Brown shoes.
Red Buster Brown shoes.
And say I'm very excited about going to school.
I'm very excited about going to school. I wish it was today.
Tell everybody you've been sick this week.
I've been sick this week.
And you wish that you get better by Monday.
I wish that I'd get better by Monday.
Okay, I'll talk to you all later.
I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.
Well, that was a little bit of the kids' news. Linda's all enthused, of course. As she said, she's going to school Monday. And all week long she's been bugging us. When is Monday coming? When is Monday coming? And then, of course, she must have had a carryover of Andy's illness, and she was sick a couple of days this week, running temperatures and what have you. But she seems to be back to normal now, and we'll take her to school Monday morning, and she'll be a big girl. Well, Betty just came home from work. She wasn't too busy this afternoon, so she bugged out of the shop early. And her boss doesn't know that she left, so who knows, maybe she'll get fired. I've only got a few feet left on this side of the tape, so I'm just going to mumble here until it runs out, then I'll turn over and say a few more things of interest, I hope. You know, I realize this is a short tape. Oh, here we go. It's getting ready to go, so I'm going to flip over and start all over again. As I was saying, this is a relatively short tape, and I'm not sure it's going to work out the way I planned. I borrowed these tapes from work.
You stole them.
Because I didn't have a chance to buy a tape. I intend to stop at the store and get a long one for when Carol and Richie are here, and we'll send a tape back to you. We're looking forward to hearing the tape that you took of the wedding, and I hope it comes as good as Anna Marie's did. Before I go any farther, I want to say hello to my Guma and Kumbad, Anna Marie and Butch. How have you been, kids? I hope everything is looking up. Anna Marie, did you have a nice time at the wedding? It's hard to believe that only a few short months ago you were making the long walk down the aisle to say I do. But time moves on, and now Carol went down the tubes, and now we're looking forward to Marianne biting the dust. As far as Vivian is concerned, we don't know when she's going to get married. She's too busy making money, going to Hawaii and going up to Lake Tahoe and really having herself a ball. That's one thing about that kid that I meant to say kid and Lil at the same time and I got killed. But that's one thing Lil can be proud of. She's got two kids that are really aggressive, and Vivian's first love is work and making money. And when she accumulates her money, she makes no bones about spending it. As evidenced by the trip to Hawaii, she looks just like a colored person. She got herself a hell of a tan, and she lost a lot of weight. She looks real good. And I just hope that the right guy comes along in the not too distant future, and then maybe we can go to a wedding out here, and maybe we can lure some of you people out here for the wedding. Hey, Pop, I want to talk to you for a few seconds about your automobile insurance. Of course, I left off that I would try to get you on my policy, and as we discussed, but it couldn't be done. My insurance agent said no, the company wouldn't allow that. So therefore, he advised that I get a hold of Safeco right away and pay the premium, because if you lapse with Safeco, there's a strong chance that no one would insure you because of your age. So I went ahead and I sent in the premium for your automobile insurance, and now you're covered until next spring. You got your 6 months coverage like you usually have. So you can rest assured about that. As far as your monthly paycheck from Uncle Sam, I haven't seen Marie and I haven't been down the house, so I imagine she picked it up and sent it out to you. At least I hope she did. But if you don't receive it, let us know, and we'll see what happens. And Mom, how are you feeling? Tell me, did you let Art out of the doghouse yet? You got to give him a break every now and then. After all, he's only human, and he goes out with these young guys and sees all these young chicks running around. Well, you got to expect him to feel his oats, So anyway, you two have a nice time, and enjoy the vacation. And we're looking forward to you coming home next month. I imagine we had everybody kind of in an uproar last week, Labor Day, when we tried to call Andy. And I know I could hear Pete talking when he answered the phone at Antoinette's house. I thought that everyone would be down at Antoinette's in the yard. But I called person to person for Andy, and Pete answered the phone, and of course he was kind of wondering who was calling. But I did want to talk to Andy, so when I tried, he gave the operator the number where Andy would be at, and that was Josie's house. So I tried up there, and he wasn't home, as you all know. And as it turned out, I didn't get a chance to talk to him. But then I thought about, after I hung up, I thought that maybe they would all worry what in the hell was happening. So I called back station to station and talked with Josie and Marie and Zamp. Zamp, you sounded real good. I still say you're sleeping your life away. You ought to get up, go out and do something, like maybe take a trip. But in any event, we enjoyed talking to everyone, and we're glad everyone's feeling fine. And we just miss you all very much. While I'm thinking of it, I want to say that we received all of the anniversary cards that were sent from all you people, and we appreciated hearing from you. And tell Pete I'm still waiting for that tape. He was supposed to send me one the day the girls they went to Carol's shower, and I still haven't received it. And I still say he's a foul ball. And if either he should write me or send me a tape, and then I'll send him one, and he could badmouth me, and I'll badmouth him, and Patty will get nervous. Patty, you don't really think we're serious, do you? Of course we're not. Pete's a hell of a nice guy, and I like him very much. And when he bugs me, I just like to retaliate, that's all. Well, right now it's just a couple of minutes to 3 and a couple of minutes to 6 your time, and I imagine a bridal party, bride and groom that is leaving the hall. I hope they received our telegram in time to be read at the dinner table. I sent it out last night, and the operator here told me that it would get there in plenty of time, but of course I'll never know until I hear from Richie and Carol. Well, Lil, how'd you enjoy the bus trip? I'm sure you had a good time. There was certainly a lot to see, wasn't there? I could just picture your homecoming, and more so, I can picture you sitting in that airplane. You must have really had a cagarel, huh? But they told us, I believe, in a letter, or on the phone rather, Andy told Vivian the account of her arrival in New York and then the flight to New Haven. And it struck me funny that Lil did a lot of talking, never stopped from the bus station to the airport. And as soon as she got on the airplane, why, she clammed up like a clam. She must really been scared. But in any event, Lil DeFalco has been going into the shop to have Betty do her hair. And she told Betty that Ralph is fine. I haven't seen him, but Betty talked to him last night on the phone. And Vivian said that he and Vivian get along just fine together. And they've been out to dinner at Lil DeFalco's, and also Jackie and Frank had him up for dinner. So don't worry about Jabbo, he's all right. And Vivian's keeping a good eye on him. Also, I hear tell that Vivian's been doing the cooking for Ralph, and she's apparently a pretty good cook because Ralph isn't beefing. So that's that. So don't worry about anything. Have a good time, and everything is smooth here. You know, we're really a nervous wreck out here. We don't know when to expect Rich and Carol, and we realize that they haven't got a flight. But we're also hoping that they don't call us tomorrow while we're at church and no one's going to be home. So we're hoping that maybe they'll get to New York tonight and make arrangements for the flight and then let us know so we'll know when to meet them. I've planned to have tomorrow and Monday off. That way, at least if they arrive Monday, I'll be home to meet them. And if it comes to that, if they can't get a hold of us, they'll probably have Ralph or Carmen to go out and pick them up. But like I said, we're waiting for them, and we're anxious to get the lowdown on how everything went. So, what more can I say? Listen, Adam Butch, what do you think of these short tapes? I think they're pretty good because you only have 500 feet both sides, and it's just about the right size for a nice letter. The other ones are nice also, of course, but they're too long, and you have to put a lot of junk in there, like music and what have you, to fill in the void. So I'm going to try to get some more of these things from my supply source. I borrowed them from the city, like I said. Don't tell anybody. And I'm going to stock up, and I'm going to send quite a few out to you. And then, of course, we could use these back and forth. And I think they're a little more practical and less expensive, too, than sending a long tape. Because, actually, in essence, the long tapes, after you talk about the 800 feet, well, you're kind of stumbling for what the hell you have to say next, you know. So, if this thing works out the way I think it will, I'll get some more and then send you some, and we'll have a supply to converse back and forth with. But I really dig this tape recorder conversation bit. Every time I have to sit down and write a letter, I bat my head up against the wall because I can never put into writing what I really want to say. But it seems that when you talk into it, as long as you're not afraid of the mic, and as you can tell by now, I'm not afraid of it because I'm a long-winded son of a gun when it comes to talking. And what did Zam call me? Bob Hope's brother? No Hope? So I'm getting short on this tape. So I'm just trying to eat up the space and call it a day. So until our next conversation, we're going to sign off and say goodbye to everyone. Betty, of course, is still mic shy. She didn't want to talk, but she said to say hello to everybody. She misses everyone, too.